So CECE came to play. Let's get into it. Guys, listen. First of all, if you are new to my channel, just so you know, I have like 3 other reviews that I'm supposed to do before I even get to Basketball Wives. But I have to start with Basketball Wives first. So I apologize to my 90-day fiance and my Love at the Lockup people. It is coming, but it will be coming after Basketball Wives because I cannot get anything done past this episode. Let's get into it. So let's start with this messy dinner. Okay, so CeCe, I don't know what happened. I don't know if she had her Popeye spinach and her liquid courage, but homegirl was ready for war. She came to this dinner locked and loaded. CeCe has had enough. This is what happens when a bully pushes someone who they think is weaker than them for too long, they snap. Why I can kind of identify with CeCe. I think she is a person who doesn't like going there, who has went there, who had to get people together, does not like living in that space. But if she has to go there, she's ready. And this is what happened with this dinner. She was tired of being picked on, and when Evelyn picked on her this time, she was ready, and Evelyn was not. Malaysia, how have you allowed yourself to fall so far? Like, it's so disappointing because we all loved Malaysia. And just this season alone, I'm like, what happened? You were in such a good space with the fandom because you were making the right decisions. I think she just really wanted to be, you know what, even in talking about this, I got it. This is what's happening with Malaysia. Malaysia saw her really good friend lose her check and she did not want to be next. Because no shade, Malaysia, just some true tea. What else does she have outside of this show? You know what I mean? Like, there's no other viable job for her. She can't leave a hit reality TV show and then go work at Walmart. Like, it doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? She's not really dating anybody wealthy at this time. Normally what happens with these women when they come on these reality TV shows, they either start a business and brand themselves in a way where they no longer need this check from the show, or they marry a wealthy guy and it's just like, I can't do this anymore. I got a wealthy dude who does not like that. They get married to this dude, have a bunch of kids, and you don't see them again until the marriage dissolves. But they got their bag and now they're coming back to the show different. They're coming back strong. They got their coin. They do whatever they want. They might be pushing something, but they're not in that same situation where it's just like, I have to do what I have to do to stay on this show. They secured the bag. They're just doing this show now for fun. Malaysia's not in that position. I think she needs this check. I think she needs this show because she's starting new business ventures and she needs to continue to be on this show to give her a 6-month-long commercial for her businesses that she's trying to push into the audience. Because at this point, I don't think a lot of them have been successful. I think the only one outside of Shawnee who has become very successful off of this show is Tammy Roman. That's why she's not on the show anymore. You know what I mean? She's booking TV shows now. She's booking tours, branding deals that has set her family up for a while now. So she doesn't really need this show anymore. So she'd rather walk away on a high when she's doing well than have to stay in this show and tank all of her opportunities that she has coming up because nobody wants to hire a middle-aged black woman who was throwing punches at her big age. So Tammy knows, right? So she doesn't need the show anymore, so she's gotten out of it, but I think that Malaysia needs it. And when she was writing for Brandy on her season and she saw Brandy get fired at that dinner, thank you for your services, on national TV, and she sees Brandy struggling now, Malaysia is just like, that cannot be me. That can't be me. So I need to make sure that I don't lose my livelihood because I got to take care of my kids and my family. So I think that's what's happening with her. So now we've come back this season. She's best friends with everybody. She's best friends with the woman who told her that she doesn't have substance. She's best friends with the girl that has been dragging her since she got on this show. And now she doesn't like Jackie because Jackie is crazy and she got an old face. She's becoming somebody we do not recognize, but she's working as somebody who was desperate because she needs this check. So that's what it is. I don't think that this is Malaysia. I think that this is Malaysia working in desperation. Like, she has to do what she has to do to stay on this show. And it's out of her character because we've met her in a different way and we've come to know her for years as a different person. But then to see her act like this, like, everybody's shocked. We're like, who is this person? What the hell is going on? And I was just like, oh, she don't want to end up like Brandy. That's what I think is happening here. I think there's some good parts of Malaysia left, but I just think that, you know, she's a mother working to secure a check for her family. That's what I think is happening here. Hopefully. Having said that, she was trash as hell at this dinner. Malaysia keeps on talking about, oh, this is my family. I gotta protect my family. Byron is your blood cousin. Thank y'all for giving me the tea on that, because I was like, who is she family with? Because she's protecting Kristen, but dragging Byron's soon-to-be wife, or are they married at this point? I think it's happening because CeCe is posting all about it. And I'm just like, if Byron is your blood cousin, you got the blood connection with him. You don't got it with Kristen, right? You got the blood connection with Byron. Why are you constantly dragging his wife? Isn't she your family as well? Because at this dinner, she turns to CeCe and she says, well, after you told me all of that stuff in confidence, I went back and I told Evelyn and everybody everything that you said. But this is your family. Like, I'm just going off of what you said, beloved. You keep on saying this is my family. I don't want to get my family involved. But this is your cousin's wife. Why are you constantly dragging her? Did not protect her this entire episode, but put her on Front Street in front of broads that don't like her. Telling her that you told her something that she said to you in confidence with you two there. Now, granted, there were cameras there. CeCe was heated. She probably knew Evelyn would see it, but she damn sure did not know that her family was going to take it back to Evelyn. Let me tell you something. I got cousins I don't rock with, right? But they're my family. I can talk bad about them. You can't. You're not going to get me on national TV talking about the cousins I don't rock with to anybody. And I'm not going to sit there and let somebody go after my cousin or drag my cousin. None of that. Not in front of me. Especially not on national TV. What black person could go back to their family after they've dragged their family on national TV? I can't believe that the elders in Malaysia's family haven't sat down with her yet and talked to her and was just like, this is wrong. What you're doing to Byron is wrong. Byron, who probably takes care of that whole damn family, they probably like, girl, you better shut the hell up. Ain't nobody in this family getting a coin like that. Girl, I don't get it. You keep on talking about family, but I'm like, CeCe is your family as well, and you're doing nothing to protect her. If anything, you are a part of the colorist collective that is dragging this chick. So after Malaysia tells her family that she told a chick that used to be her enemy everything that her family said to her, Evelyn and CeCe start going at it, right? Evelyn thinks that CeCe is afraid of her. So she just starts talking to her, like talking to her nasty, because Evelyn is from the Bronx. And she was like, so what did you say about me? What was you saying? And CeCe was like, well, yeah, I said all of that. And then I said this and started calling Evelyn out her name. Let me tell you something. Evelyn's braids went back like 5 feet. Eyebrows went up. She was like stuck. She could not believe that this girl was talking to her like that, right? And nobody at the table could either. Everybody was like, even Jackie got her best life watching this. I was looking at Jackie just cracking up throughout this whole scene because I was Jackie watching this. I was like, oh, what? CeCe, who the hell is this? Right? So if you've been watching this show from the beginning, you know that when Evelyn don't got nothing else, she starts to try to tear down the next chick physically, right? About her looks or whatever. So she tells CeCe, well, your face ain't moving because you got all that work done. And CeCe was like, well, you need to get some work done too. I would recommend some Juvederm. Cause you're sagging like a Sharpay. CeCe, wait a minute. CeCe. And you could tell that Evelyn doesn't know what a Sharpay is, right? Like she didn't know, but she knew it was something because the table went bananas. This is what I loved about CeCe, right? This is what I say that homegirl was ready because she did not, like she was calm. She was reading Evelyn and she was still taking bites of her food. I was just like, this is CeCe. This isn't all of her. This is a part of her. She locks this away because she don't like to go there. But this person is readily available because CeCe has had to deal with people like Evelyn. But Evelyn don't know that. So Evelyn, this whole dinner is like, This scene to me looked like those 80s movies where like the bully is like finally, meeting his match and getting, attacked by the kid they picked on all the time. And when the bully realizes that they're losing, they're just like, shut up, don't laugh at me. That's how Evelyn was acting because she didn't know what to do. She never expected CeCe to come at her like this. CeCe just had so many one-liners, y'all. The Juvederm took me out. You know what? When CeCe said to Evelyn that she needed some Juvederm, it reminded me of, remember Wendy Williams back in, I think it was her first season or her sneak season or whatever, the sneak peek season. It was either one of those. It was either the sneak peek or it was the first season where she had Omarosa on and they were just sitting there quiet and just in the smoothest way, just shading the hell out of each other. Omarosa was just like, I could recommend a wig guy for you so you can get a wig that doesn't sit over the top of your head. And Wendy Williams was just like, and you know what? I would also recommend some wrestling. Because I can see the lines. Thank you, Omarosa. And the way Omarosa was stuck is the exact same way that Evelyn was stuck. She didn't know what to do. This girl got her and she did not expect it. And the whole table, because them bros is shook by her, but CeCe is not. That whole table was getting their life, especially Jackie. So now let's talk about OG and this moment that I'm so happy that happened on this show because it needed to happen, right? We've all been talking about it. Thank God that it was finally addressed. I'm sad that it was addressed by the person who was experiencing this kind of bullying. To be quite honest with you, they are bullying OG. And then she says to the girls, am I aggressive, right? All the ladies say yes. They raise their hand and they just like, oh, you're aggressive. We all said that you are aggressive because you have been. And then OG says, well, is throwing a wine bottle aggressive? And they're like, yeah. She's like, well, is jumping on tables aggressive? They're like, yeah. She's like, is smacking somebody aggressive? She's like, and the girls are like, yeah. She's just like, well, I've never done any of those. So why am I aggressive? And then Shawnee's just like, well, I can understand when those things happen, but you're always like this. Sometimes people are brought to those moments, but you're always like this. No, she's not. No, she's not. OG only says those things. Listen, I will say, OG, you have to stop threatening to kill people. Like, you just can't play with words like that. But I will say this. OG has been cool, calm, and collected since she's been on this show. She has taken so much abuse from everybody in this cast, and she has not yet harmed anybody. I won't say that she's all bark and no bite, but I will say is that she's used her words to fight, and she's never used her hands, unlike other cast members. So I don't understand. Well, I do understand. We all understand why. They constantly keep on calling this girl aggressive. She brings up this moment and they try to make excuses like she doesn't know what's going on. They're essentially gaslighting her and saying that what she sees is not real because they see something totally different. They know what they're doing. They don't want her to get the power to start to speak on what's actually happening amongst this group. Shawnee has favoritism, and a lot of these women are mistreating OG because of colorism. That's exactly what it is. And please stop bringing up. Some people in my comment section are just like, well, Malaysia is dark skinned and Kristen is dark skinned. There have been black people, dark skinned black people who have mistreated me because of the color of my skin. There are dark people who are anti-dark skin. So I said all that to say that being dark does not exclude you from being a colorist. It happens. A lot of times dark skin people fall in line with light skin people because they want to be a part of the light girl crew and they don't want to experience probably a lot of the torment that will happen to them from lighter people. So they join along with the bullies. It's all very high school, but it's all very true. This is why I think this is what's happening. Because how can Shawnee understand Evelyn's violence and not label it aggressive? But everything that OG does is aggressive. How she dresses, how she speaks, her culture, like everything about her. She can walk into a room and they're just like, oh, here comes OG. She's going to harm us. Really? We've seen no receipts. There's no receipts of OG harming anybody, but y'all keep on showing her the same clip of her on the football field to try to justify her labeling of her being aggressive. It doesn't add up. So while OG is defending herself from these women gaslighting her and calling her aggressive, CeCe, being a friend and speaking the truth, says that OG is not aggressive. Here comes Kristen. Oh, then why did you call her a man and say that she was ugly? What the hell does that have to do with the conversation happening right now? You just do not like CeCe for whatever reason. Like, she tries to make it seem like CeCe caused all of this drama in her family when Kristen, it was you. You guys know that I was not reviewing this show. I started reviewing this show because I watched an episode and I saw that everybody was making it seem like CeCe was the problem in this family. And I'm just like, did you all not see the Amsterdam episode? We all watched that. We all heard her say that this dude was a terrible grandfather to his granddaughter. Why doesn't he see my kid? He lives down the street and he doesn't spit in my kid. All that crying. And making it seem like Byron just, goes out to get the paper, see his granddaughter and turns around and runs back in the house and act like she doesn't exist, when that is not what actually happened. Byron was talking to you all the way up until that point. You created this drama. You're the reason why your husband and his father are estranged, and you can't see what kind of wife. We are the glue in families. We are the ones who, even if the family member don't like us, we're the ones trying to tell the husband, well, this is your family, honey. You got to make peace. And the husband is just like, no, if they don't want you, then they can't get me. But we're always trying to heal. We're always trying to make it work because you see your partner's pain. And you do not want them to be hurting over something that you believe could be fixed. But you don't see it like that. You take no responsibility for this. You've watched all of that footage from last season. And you still have this stance that CeCe created this drama. Kristen, there was no reason for you to say anything to her. There was absolutely no reason for you to bring that up, other than the fact that you wanted to get OG mad at her so she could have no allies, because y'all all know that y'all can't come for OG. This is the thing. OG ain't aggressive. They're afraid of her. So they want to throw these labels on this chick so that when she does something, they can be like, oh, see, this is what we were talking about. Y'all just scared, and y'all don't want to admit that because y'all been acting like these middle-aged bullies for seasons. Now y'all got some chick that is just like, I dare you to throw a bottle at me. I'd end this damn show. That's what it is. They're afraid of her. OG. I'm not, like, who's afraid of OG? Like, are dark-skinned people that intimidating? Like, really? I got all this melanin, so I just might bite your heart. Like, what the hell? It's skin color. That's it. That's it. If anything, the only thing that I have over you is the fact that I'm going to age like fine wine. Built-in sunblock. We still need sunscreen though. Don't believe that lie. We need some sunscreen. I use Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. I use Glossier, their gel sunscreen. And I just ordered this milk one from Suku Korean, some Korean skincare place. I'm going to try it out. I may do a video about that to see how that works on my skin. But guys, even to my chocolate girls, my dark chocolate girls, we still need sunscreen. Well, guys, listen, if you dark skin and you wear sunscreen, oh girl, you gonna kill them. You gonna be sitting here tight at 80 and they still gonna be hating. So anyway, Kristen bringing up what CeCe said about OG back in the day when they first met the cast. First of all, not only was it irrelevant, it did not hold any water to what was happening at hand. Here is why. Kristen had already admitted that CeCe said that about OG to defend her. Kristen had just come from that pool party where OG approached her. If you watch my review on that, I didn't agree with OG. I felt like OG came at Kristen for no apparent reason. It did not make any sense. She wasn't aggressive, but she was just being real shady. And Kristen is just like, what's the problem? I was on Kristen's side then. Not anymore. I haven't been since that day. How times have changed. Anyway, so Kristen starts texting her friend CeCe, because they both came in at the same time new to this season. So she starts texting her friend and her family and letting her know that this girl was being mad shady to her. So CeCe, like a friend or a family member would do, starts dragging OG in the chat. And also, she doesn't have a relationship with OG at this point. She has a relationship with Kristen, so she's protecting her friend, her family, or whatever. We've all done this, guys. We have people in our life who are like close to us, who, when we first met, we were like not really sure about this person, probably said some shady stuff to your good friends at that time about this person. Now you and this person is busting it up. And in the back of your mind, you feel really bad about what you said or what you did, but you don't want to tell them because you don't want to piss them off, because this moment right here is good. And it's irrelevant because you didn't know this person at that point. So Kristen bringing that up, like it just didn't make sense for the situation. OG's not aggressive, but you called her a man and you said that she was ugly. What? Like, if you're going to try to make that make sense, if CeCe says OG's not aggressive, what would have made sense is if Kristen said, well, she keeps on threatening to kill people. She came in my face and did it. Then that would make sense to the situation. But she didn't say that. So the only thing that makes sense is the fact that you don't like CeCe and you looked for a moment to go after her. And this was the moment. It never made sense, but you saw an end and you wanted to go after her and take her down another peg. Your family. This is your husband's father's soon-to-be wife. That is his heart. Why are you trying to mess that up? Why aren't you trying to fix anything? Why do you keep on rallying these women to come after her? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And then she goes and she cries in her confessionals and says, oh, I wanted my family. We're family. I can't understand. You're doing it. It's like she cannot see what she's doing, and she has nobody in her circle to hold her accountable. Nobody on this cast is holding her accountable. None of them. The only person who would hold her accountable, she's not talking to her. But everybody else is approving her poor behavior, her bad decisions. Even Malaysia, who keeps on saying your family, she's supporting this woman essentially putting a big rip within her family. Kristen is destroying this family. I don't see nobody else doing it. And I think that the issues that Byron's kids have with CeCe concerning their mother is, in my opinion, the actual cause of all of this drama. So what happens is Kristen, her husband, his sister, the mom, Malaysia, they all sit and they drag CeCe and they talk about CeCe because Byron, they cut off the mom. So they all have her for dinner because they think that she is the cause. She don't got no control over Byron money. He can do whatever he want to do. Why aren't y'all mad at him? But y'all mad at CeCe, who don't control this man's bank account. Like, it just doesn't make any sense that you're blaming her for his behavior. Like, you're not mad at him, you're mad at her, but you're coming after her, who is his heart. So you're just distancing yourself from him while still blaming her. And she's sitting over here like, I didn't do anything. He broke up with the mom. He got with me. Now, did CeCe cheat with Byron? That would make sense. That would make sense why they're so pissed. But I feel like if you guys are so pissed, y'all would have been mentioned that. Nobody said anything. Nobody said that CeCe stole Byron from, baby Byron's mama. Nobody has said that. So the fact that he is dating her and now about to marry her and cutting off the alimony from the mama, now it's CeCe's fault. So the new wife is supposed to tell her husband how to handle his past relationship. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm your future. That's your past. In my opinion, that's already fixed before you got to me. So what is the problem? This whole thing is over money. And because these people sit down to have CeCe for dinner, when it's time for them to film scenes with her, they ready to fight the girl because they have torn her apart in their private conversations. But our girl CeCe is not yet done because Kristen tries to throw her under the bus with OG with the whole, oh, you called her ugly and you called her a man. Then CeCe says, well, in that same text thread, we were talking about how you also met Shawnee and you called her, a female dog or whatever. You call her out of her name. And this is how I know Kristen said it, because she was stuck. She was like, oh, what are you talking about? Oh my goodness. You're trying to deflect now. I said that. Yeah, girl, you did. You did. And Shawnee, who was acting like in her confessional that she wasn't bothered by it, sis, yes, she was. Because Shawnee was eating, and when she heard it, she was just like, and she was staring Kristen down. So Kristen tried to make a joke about it. She was just like, you know what, maybe you were acting like that and I just, said that. But that was just when I first met you. Maybe you are like that. And Shawnee was just like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Shut Kristen down real quick. And she's going to try to laugh it off like, girl, flunky. You are a old flunky, like at your big age, you are a flunky on national TV. A whole flunky in her 30s. Jesus. Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you. Ain't nobody ever had me as no flunky. Ever. You are somebody's mama. Just looking stupid. Oh, girl, you were probably acting like that. Just goofy. For no apparent reason. Ooh. So let's address Shawnee talking about how she doesn't have a problem with Kristen saying those things about her when they first met because it was 2 years ago and she didn't know her then. Now she knows her now. But she has a problem with CeCe, who told her something that happened 2 years ago. Wait, I'm confused because Jennifer is not on this trip because of something she said more than 2 years ago about Evelyn's daughter when they were at war. Mind you, this was after Evelyn bullied her for an entire season, then trashed her after the season wrap and all of the press conferences or what, all that press or whatever that they had to do. And then got her assistant to assault the girl and put all of her personal business out there. They were at war, but forgave each other. So whatever was brought up during the time of war is irrelevant. But for some reason, that comment was enough to get Jennifer dismissed from the Costa Rica trip. Like, you're not making sense, Shawnee. You're not. You need to just say, I like these people, so I let things slide. I don't like you, so I don't let these things slide. She has these standards, these rules, these laws within the group or in this circle that only the people that she does not like have to abide by. She don't like OG. She don't like CeCe. She don't like Jennifer. So they all have to walk a fine line with Shawnee because she don't like them. She don't rock with them. It's very frustrating for the fan favorites to be filming these scenes with these ladies, traveling with these ladies, and seeing the treatment. Filming a whole season, then watching the season, then getting to the reunion and just being like, what the hell is going on? Then to come back and see this same behavior happening over and over again from somebody who should not even be in the cast. Shawnee is an EP of the show, so she gets special treatment. They treat her a certain way. Nobody comes after her. Nobody addresses her problematic behaviors. Everybody just kisses up to her because nobody wants to lose a check. I think it's unfair for her to be a part of this cast. I do not think that she should, moving forward with this show, if it comes back, that she should be a part of the show. She's not a healthy cast member. She makes the season so uncomfortable because you can see the girls groveling, the ones who like really want this check, and the girls that don't really need it or don't really want it like that or won't bow down to her. She just starts to push them out of the group, mistreat them, starts to paint these narratives about them that is untrue, and it's not fair. Thank God for social media. Thank God for the fandom, because we're able to speak. We're able to defend the ones that are being taken advantage of on this show. Because if Twitter and Facebook and, Instagram, if none of that was around and you couldn't hear our views on what's happening on this show, we will probably continue to see them bully and tear down women. And it's not okay. Listen, I know on these reality TV shows, specifically the ones concerning women, we got to have the drama and all of that, right? But like I said before, there's no balance in this show. All they do is torment the girls that they don't like, the girls that they think are ugly, the girls that are dark, the girls that don't have the fashions that they do. It's just really ugly to see, because to be quite honest with you, majority of women are not like that. But a lot of us have really great girlfriend relationships. We also have the moments where we get into it with our friends, but we also have the moments where we make up. We also have the moments where we go on girls' trips and we have a great time. This show is supposed to represent that, but it doesn't, because the environment is toxic, because the head of the show is toxic. It is what it is. Tell the truth and shame the devil, Shawnee. This is a good show. It started off really, really good, but you got involved and you are just really setting a nasty tone. Essentially putting on the show where it's just middle-aged women bullying women who they don't perceive is good enough. And it's not fair. Guys, I totally forgot Phoebe was on this show. I just realized, because in my mind, I was looking at the cast and I was like, who is this little one? Phoebe. I can't wait to get to her. My goodness. So even in the midst of all this, CeCe and Evelyn start going at it again because CeCe is just really tired of Evelyn, in her words, sticking her funky nose in her business. So while they're going at it, Evelyn, who is like just shook, like CeCe has really took the wind out of her sails. She then decides to say, because CeCe made a comment about her acting like she's young, dating all of these young guys or whatever. Evelyn was just like, well, at least I don't have an old dude that cheats on me and send his penis, pics of his penis to women, and women send him pictures and all. Like, whatever she heard from Kristen, that's what happened. Because let me tell you something. When Evelyn said that, the whole table got quiet. And CeCe, I'm sorry. Because the reaction of the table, for me, confirmed that this was probably true, sis. That this was probably true. Because Kristen dropped her fork. That's why I was like, you the one that said it. You the one that told Evelyn Malaysia set back Jackie, who was like this the whole show. Phoebe was like, So she was in on the conversation too. And then Malaysia and Shorty was just like, we're not going to talk about nobody's fit. No, let's not bring the men into this. No. And they tried to shut that down real quick. So that lets me know that when the Colorist Collective was meeting up and being nasty and tearing down CeCe and the rest of the girls that they don't like, Kristen said that tea. She said that tea because her and CeCe were close enough to the point where CeCe probably told her, some stuff that happened to them probably early on. They're probably not there right now. I don't think they would be getting married if they did have these issues. Maybe so. But I think probably early on in the beginning of their relationship, she probably confessed some things to Kristen. And Kristen, wanting to be accepted so bad by the Colorist Collective, went back and told them this tea. And the only way it was confirmed for me was the reactions. Nobody gave this, oh my goodness, what? Why are we lying on people like that? Ain't right. Nobody said that. Everybody got quiet and sat back. And I was like, it was a conversation. And y'all talked about this. Even CeCe's reaction. CeCe was hurt because it was probably something that she said. OG ain't say nothing because it was probably something that she heard from CeCe. So the reaction to me amongst this group was that it was something that had happened. It was something that they probably talked about off camera. And Kristen, gave this information in the time when she was mad at CeCe. And she told it to somebody who was very low and petty, terrible enough to repeat it on camera. In Malaysia, this was your window to actually get with Evelyn, but you won't. But you won't, because she said something really nasty about your blood on national TV. And you did nothing. You said, oh, we're not going to know. Don't bring my family into it. That's it. That's it. Okay, girl. Okay, you have taken a side, and it is not the side of your family. So Malaysia, being a smart woman, deflects from, Byron cheating on CeCe to now the things that Jackie said about Febreze, right? So Malaysia was just like, well, also something that was said yesterday was that Jackie called Phoebe a crackhead. And Jackie was like, now Malaysia, why would you bring that? Jackie did not want to be in this mess, but although our girl didn't want to be in it, she was ready for it. So Phoebe tries to get heated, because she from New York. And she tries to, punk Jackie, start saying all this stuff about it. You want to get lipo to look like me? Big ears. Big ears. Old. You sure got some zingers. So she sees that none of them are really penetrating, because then Jackie says, you got a pass last time. You're not going to get a pass again. Let's make sure you sit there. Don't get up. And we good. I will say this. Phoebe never got up. Girl, you got too much mouth to be such a coward. You cannot talk like this and not back it up. So she decides to throw out Takara, Jackie's daughter, that she has issues with. And that got Jackie right in her soul. So now we see this Jackie that we all, we see and we love, but that Jackie can't be contained. Now Jackie is just out of herself, and it's good TV because she was just like, oh, okay, so you read her book, then you should also read her second book that's coming out, crackhead. Like, let me get this $20 to give to this crackhead, because you know this crackhead is going to smoke it up. Molly popping nincompoop. Like, she was on one, and Phoebe ain't know what to do. She couldn't get it together. I was like, why would you go for the jugular like this on this woman? And you know you can't back it up. So Jackie got her together. CeCe got Evelyn together. This dinner was monumental. This was such good TV. Guys, we should have started here. We should have started here. Everybody rose to the occasion. Everybody rose to the occasion. Some people took some licks. Some people got some wins, but it was great TV. The reactions, like everything. This was a good episode. Next morning, the Colorist Collective is licking their wounds, right? They are all talking about how they got yesterday. They are all admitting defeat. I love this. Like, I loved this. I love this part because I just felt like it was real. I felt like, maybe the girls were going to be able to get over this, and maybe it was going to be like a fun trip for the rest of the season, right? For the rest of the time they were filming. Maybe they were going to go in a different direction and just have a really good time together and be like, you know what, y'all got us, we sorry. While the Colorist Collective is licking their wounds, the fan favorites are in the next bungalow just, sipping their wine and, just reveling in their victory, right? So Shawnee, being her messy self, calls them over. Hey, you guys want to come over to the pool and let's all just have a really good day together? You didn't want that. You knew that there was still beef. You knew that there were still issues. You wanted some fights. You know what I mean? Like, she's an EP of the show, so she's doing what she needs to do. She's giving us a show. I'm not mad at her about that. I just think that she shouldn't be on the show. I don't think it's a good look for her, especially with all the businesses that she's opening. Like I told you guys, I'm the type of person, if you are a terrible person, please do not show yourself in front of your brand. I cannot purchase from people who are terrible. You know what I mean? I love Chick-fil-A. When all that stuff came out about the CEO and the fact that they were like sending money to these organizations that were just being very harmful to the LGBTQ community, like I lost desire for the chicken. Like I cannot eat it. Even there was a moment where I was starving and I literally went into Chick-fil-A and I got in the line and my body was like, you better walk to Wendy's. Like I just couldn't do it. And I know I'm not the only one. I know that there are people who are turned off when you see the face behind the brand. And if that face is just a horrible person, you just can no longer support their music, support their business, all of that stuff. Whatever it is, you can no longer buy from that person. You can no longer eat from that person. You can no longer consume what they're trying to sell you because they have turned you off as the person that they are, right? So I'm like, Shawnee, you got way too much going on, right? To be on this show, showing your behind. It looks terrible on you, sis, as a businesswoman, as a person in general, but also as a businesswoman. It's just like, who want to buy from you? When we see that you're manipulating these women, we see the favoritism. We literally looking at colorism happen on our TV with black women and y'all not doing nothing. Nobody's addressing it. You're bullying people. You're breaking up families. It's just ugly. It's really, really ugly. Girl, remain the EP. Get off this show. And you know what? I also feel like Shawnee inviting over the fan favorites was not only a setup for the fan favorites to get dragged, it was also a way for her to help her friend redeem herself. Because Evelyn, the whole time, even before Shawnee invited the girls over to have like a little pool party, even before she did that, Evelyn was already talking, well, they started it, we gonna finish it. She was already plotting and planning. They all were plotting and planning against these girls. Shawnee is sitting right there listening to everything that's happening and you're inviting them over to a pool party. So you're a part of this. You are a part of this. You all literally sat there and tried to set these girls up. I thank the Lord because it did not go the way that they wanted. So the fan favorites come over and the colorist collective had planned, they plotted, they ready. Kristen, don't say nothing, Evelyn. Let me get to CeCe first because I just want to let her know I don't F with her no more. I want to let her know that to her face. And then when I'm done with her, you can get her. What kind of family is this? What kind of family? If Byron don't ever rock with you people, he has 2 seasons of receipts. Like, is the check that good? It can't be. Not for this show. Y'all not getting no Real Housewives of Atlanta checks. What are you doing? What are you doing? So CeCe comes over looking cute. Again, she's not this type of person that gets into these fights with people. But if you start it, she gonna finish it. She always comes prepared, but she doesn't like to go there. So she's thinking that she's coming to an actual pool party. So she shows up to the party, her OG and Jackie, looking cute, ready to have a good time. But if they want to take it there, the girl is ready. So Kristen says, can we talk? Pulls her over to talk. Evelyn in Malaysia starts following her. OG, being a good friend, is just like, oh no, I'm gonna come over here too to see what's going on. Shawnee, OG, why are you over here? Ain't nothing happening. She's just like, well, why ain't you say nothing to Malaysia and Evelyn? Because they started following CeCe too, and I'm not gonna let nobody do nothing to my friend. Listen, OG is me, okay? And OG is my friends. I don't have not one friend that is going to let some chick that don't like me and her peoples walk up on me. Are you kidding me? OG did the right thing. Shawnee stopped OG because she wanted to see CeCe get beat up by Evelyn, because Evelyn, her pride is in the trash. CeCe has humiliated this girl on national TV. I'm telling you, after CeCe read that girl for filth, Evelyn went back to that cabana or casita or whatever they had, and she probably cried because she knew that we were going to see this. She knew that the girl that she thought was corny, the girl that she thought was nothing, got her together, and we were all going to watch it. So she, in her mind, she's just like, I got to get this back. I can't let these people see, I can't let the audience see that this girl checked me and played me like this. Like, I can't do it. So she's not thinking rationally, right? So she just wants to fight the girl because that's what bullies do. When you can't win in other ways, you start cheating. So now she wanted to try to sneak attack the girl, like, or while Kristen is talking to a puncher or whatever, she's resorting to violence because she lost so terribly to CeCe in a battle of words. So she wants to physically harm her so that she can win. That's what people do. You can be in an argument with somebody, and when they are losing an argument and they hit you, that's because they lost. That's because they lost, and they want to cause harm on you because that then will give them power. So she's trying to get her power back from CeCe because CeCe destroyed this girl and humiliated her. How I know? Because of how she acted after this moment. Kristen, who was saying absolutely nothing. Like, CeCe is just like, I don't want to talk about this. We've been here so many times. I don't want to talk about this. I felt like she was saying, I don't want to talk about this on camera. Like, if we're going to really try to fix it and resolve it, let's meet without the cameras first and then come back to this show and squash it. Because right now, I don't want to talk about the things that we need to talk about on camera. So Kristen is still trying to talk about their issues, and she said, no, we're not going to talk about it. Then Kristen says, well, you are the reason why, Byron isn't talking to me. And she said, that's what we're not going to do. And I think CeCe did the right thing because this is her husband, essentially. You know what I mean? She's just like, no, we're not going to talk about him. He said he did not want to be talked about on the show. Do not talk about Byron on camera. So Kristen starts crying and falling apart. You're the reason why he won't talk to me. You're the reason why they don't like me. You did this. You destroyed my family. What are you doing? What is going on here? What happened was what Kristen tried to do did not work because earlier when CeCe had walked away from her because Kristen was getting aggressive, now that one was getting aggressive. She always gets aggressive. She's just like Phoebe. She gets aggressive. She gets in people's face. She tried to hurt people with her words or whatever, but she knows the security is right there because I'm telling you, the camera is filming this. Security is literally right here. So she knows what she's doing. She says something. I don't remember what OG says, but I think she was trying to check on CeCe. And then Shawnee says, who's standing next to OG, she says, just go talk. You two just go talk then. And OG says, yeah, just go talk. Kristen turns around, screams at OG, stop touching me. And OG is just like, I didn't touch you. And if I did, then what? I was like, oh, girl, that shook me too. OG's wig was shaking. Kristen was shook, okay? Like, she couldn't get herself together. But this is the thing that I wanted to talk about. When OG said that, Shawnee was just like, yes, you did. You touched her. I'm like, do you not realize this is being filmed? We watch you push Kristen to go talk to CECE. And then you have the balls to look at OG and tell her that she did. What? Did you not know the cameras were filming? What? I'm sitting here watching this scene like, Shawnee, you're a liar. You literally pushed the girl and told her, go talk. OG said the same thing, but did like this with her hand. Did not lay a finger on Kristen. She turns around, rightfully so, because she felt like the girl that she got beef with pushed her and snapped at her. But it was Shawnee. And then Shawnee turns to OG and said, yes, you did. You got your favorites, girl. OG ain't one of them. You do not like her. You probably did not want her to come on this show again another season like with Brandy. So you're trying to make this process miserable for her. You were trying to humiliate her, put labels on her. Also, you can go back to the network and say, this is why I don't want her on the show, but it's not working in your favor. That incident happened before CeCe and Kristen had their final talk. I think all those tears that Kristen was doing was not only manipulating the situation, I also think that those tears had to come out because those were tears of fear. I think Kristen was crying over the fact that she was really scared of OG. I think that's what happened. And I think she tried to talk tough to her, but she's not that tough girl. So by the time she got to CeCe, that stuff was already bubbling up in her. So all she needed to hear was something sensitive that will allow her to release those emotions. So when she started all that crying, I do not think that it was about Byron in the situation with CeCe. I think that it was because she needed to let those tears out because OG, scared that girl to the point where she almost damn near pissed on herself. So those tears needed to come out. So she used that as a way to say, you're doing this to me. But no, sis, you were crying because you were afraid. And then CeCe said, Byron doesn't want you to talk about this situation on camera. So you were able to release your tears in that moment because you didn't want to release them after OG had you shook, after she scared you behind. CeCe bringing up Byron's name gave you a trigger to release those tears. So when Evelyn sees CeCe leaving, she goes ballistic and starts chasing after her. Why I'm pissed off is that none of the security chased after her. Like, everybody was just letting her go. The only one who was stopping her was OG. Now, everybody was saying that OG pushed Evelyn. I don't think she did. I think that Evelyn tripped on something and rolled into some bushes. Maybe it was the Lord. But she tripped. Because I kept on watching and I was like, I don't see OG pushing her. And I feel like if OG pushed Evelyn, yes, I think that she is afraid of OG, but I think she probably would have been like, B, don't push me. I think she would have addressed that, but she didn't. So I think that Evelyn tried to go after CeCe and she actually tripped and fell. And that just pissed her off even more because this girl humiliated her with her words yesterday. Now she's trying to get her moment where she can intimidate her and scare her, but it's not happening because when she runs after her, the girl doesn't realize that she's running after her. So she's not shook and Evelyn ends up tripping and looking like a fool again in front of the girl that humiliated her. So now she is heated. Now she's going for blood. Now she's crawling over golf carts trying to fight the girl, and CeCe keeps on getting the upper hand. She keeps on getting away from her. She's just like, I don't want to be here. She's not fazed by any of this stuff. And Evelyn is just angry because she can't get her moment. She can't get her moment. The executive producer set up this entire pool party for her to get her moment, and she can't get it because fate is not working with her. She's tripping and falling over her sandals. OG is protecting her friend and she cannot get her moment with this girl. So now everybody is turning against OG because they're just like, you don't have to protect her. And OG's just like, that is my friend. You're not going to jump her, essentially. She never said that, but that's pretty much what's happening here. All of these women are ganging up on her. Malaysia's just like, I ain't gonna let nothing happen to my family. Girl, yes, you are. Because you're not stopping Evelyn from chasing after CeCe. CeCe is your family. Evelyn was chasing after her to assault her, guys. I'm telling you that right now. Evelyn had to physically get that girl because she lost to her at a battle of words. She could not get her verbally, so she had to get her physically. And Malaysia watched it. and did nothing. Evelyn, who at this point has completely unraveled. She's angry that she can't get to CeCe because OG keeps on protecting her. So now her and OG keep on getting into it. They're going back and forth. And so Evelyn, who I think censored herself, she wanted to say something else about OG, but she couldn't say it because we were filming. Because the show was filming them, right? So she was sitting over there and OG was just going at it and she was just like, ugly. She wanted to say something else, but all she could say was ugly. And OG, girl, when she said this, I fell off my couch. Not because I don't believe it, because I do, but because I just couldn't believe, like, OG and CeCe were ready. Jackie too, they were ready for these girls. I don't know if they planned this, I don't know, but they were ready. So, Evelyn is separated from, getting to CeCe because she's not going after OG and they're going back and forth. She's just like, ugly. OG. With her glasses on. Chad Ochocinco wanted me. I'm your favorite athlete, girl. Listen, CeCe put Evelyn in the grave. OG took the shovel and kicked over the dirt. Like, oh my gosh, they slaughtered this girl. I kept on saying, y'all, she dead. That's enough. Leave a girl alone. She can't take it. Because Evelyn's never been checked like this, right? Because she tried to, go back and forth with Tammy. But because, Tammy didn't have the fashions or, the fame or, the way everybody was saying that Evelyn was so fly or whatever, Tammy didn't have that when she first came on. She was like, she came onto the show like a soccer mom. So Evelyn was getting after her and calling her a non-factor or whatever. And she really just kept on having the upper hand. And Tammy just could never really get her footing with her. And so they just stopped filming. They would go at it, but it always seemed like Evelyn had the upper hand. So Tammy just stopped filming with the girl, right? But Evelyn, CeCe and OG, sis. Oh, girl, they got you. They got you so good. How I know that they got her so good? Evelyn just went completely bonkers. We saw her act in a way we have never seen. We've seen her jump on tables. We've seen her throw a wine bottle. She went absolutely nuts when OG said, but Chad Ochocinco wanted me. Now listen. I believe this, guys. I believe that he was probably in her DMs talking greasy and, on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever. Chad is that guy. Chad is that guy. And a lot of people don't know this, but Chad like a chocolate woman, okay? His baby mamas, his recent girlfriend, his last girl. Evelyn is the only light one that he really slid up in there. But Chad like a little melanin. Okay? Not all black athletes don't want us. Okay? And that's also a stereotype because I guess if you're not in that community or if you're not in a place where you would be around professional athletes, you wouldn't know that a majority of the wives are black women, but you wouldn't see that. You'll see the picture trending of, 4 black athletes with white wives. And it's just like, but you're not showing the whole team and all them sisters sitting right up there with all their kids like, we made it, y'all. But anyway, his preference is really a dark-skinned black woman. So I don't think that was a long shot. I actually do believe he was probably, flirting with her and, or whatever. And she probably was just, took that on as something. I don't think that OG would have acted on that, but I think they were having a war of words and she used something that she knew would get the girl because I think this whole cast knows that she's still messing with him. How I know that she's still messing with him is her reaction. Who acts like that over a dude they not with? Who acts like that over a dude that they said was like abusive? She started this whole campaign about how he abused her. I'm not saying that he didn't, right? What I do believe is I think she is still messing with him. I think she is trying to, that whole thing with bringing his daughter on and them two having this moment. I think she's trying to ease him back into good graces with the viewers and with her supporters so that we can accept the fact that she is still messing with this dude in some capacity. I think there were drive-bys. I think that her and him are still talking, because even in the next episode, she pulls up he sent her the text thread or the tweet or the Instagram or Twitter thread that they had or whatever. How are you still talking to this dude? How are y'all still communicating like that? It's just like, I don't understand. Like, it didn't add up for me. Her reaction and all of the things that she was saying, I was just like, but if you two aren't together, if there's nothing there anymore, why do you care so deeply? Because everyone was like, oh, I dated him. I slept with him. I was married to him. So what you talking about? What? Guys, the reaction seemed like it was a reaction of somebody who was still with this person. It really, really did, because for OG to even bring that up, she knew something that we don't know. She knew something that we don't know, and probably something that Tammy alluded to the last season. So I think that they're still messing around. I think, honestly, she still loved the dude. I think what happened, she probably wants to, although I believe she did the right thing, I think that she probably wishes that she could take that back, because she really loved the guy and they probably had like a real love there, but they were just in a toxic place. And I think she wants us to forgive and forget, right? So that she can move forward with him, because there's no way that another man can come into her life when she still has such a visceral reaction about just some girl shouting out that her ex-husband wanted to get with her. If he really your ex and you don't want nothing to do with him, you'll be like, okay, good. Have fun. Wear a helmet. You know what I mean? Like, her reaction, I was like, no, mom, you messing with this dude. You done went back. Anyway, after OG throws out that Ocho Cinco comment, and I'm your favorite athlete, Evelyn starts going crazy. I got a good credit, A1 credit. I got kids. I got a bomb coochie. She's like patting her vagina. Just pop, like punching. Cold cocking her coochie to get at OG. And I'm like, oh, she got you. CeCe and OG got Evelyn in a place that we have never seen. We have never witnessed. They got this woman to unravel. They got this woman who was pushing 50, smacking her coochie. National TV. CeCe and OG, listen up. VH1, because CeCe had already said that she's not coming back to the show. I'm going to tell you, if OG and CeCe don't come back, you have no show. You have no show. This show will not survive without them. Look at the ratings. Look at the ratings that you got off of this one episode. VH1, you about your money. Viacom, you about your money. Whatever CeCe wants, give it to her. Whatever OG wants, pay them their worth, because they saved this entire season. I had to drop everything that I was doing. I am still talking about this show today with my family, because we all watched it together. My mom was in tears. This was such a good episode. People who stopped watching this show came back to watch this episode. You got to get those girls back. You have to get them back, because the thing about it is, you now have a cast of women who fall in line with the EP of the show. We see that they don't come after her. We see that they grovel to her. We see that they only do that because she essentially holds some part of power over the casting, right? But then you have these other girls who don't play ball, who will not play ball, and you get opposition. Then you start to see a show form, and nothing that was written before they even got to set. You start seeing some real stuff. That's what we're connecting to, the real stuff, because Evelyn going nuts over Chad and smacking her vagina, that wasn't scripted. Homegirl could not get herself together. That's what we tune into reality TV for. That scripted stuff, we can see it. We can see it right away. This right here, whoo. Bow, she beat the mess out of her vagina. And while she's beating her coochie, OG is like, yeah, you got that, and they still left you. Child, if Evelyn could get her one time and not get hit back, she would have done it. she would have done it. She was going ballistic over there. OG and CeCe just decided to leave because Jackie is trying to talk to Kristen, because Kristen now is crying to Jackie about CeCe tearing up her family. And again, CeCe is just manipulating Jackie with her tears, because those tears are from the fact that she was afraid of OG, and OG had that grown woman shook. That's what those tears are from. She's using them to manipulate Jackie because she wants to pull her in to the colorist collective side. They want to start attacking that alliance because OG and CeCe are strong. They still buddies to this day. They all over each other's Instagram. You're not breaking that. So she's crying to Jackie to try to get her on her side. And then Shawnee says in her confessional, Jackie is distancing herself from the group. And I'm like, no, she isn't. You're distancing Jackie from the group. You put her with them. You act like Jackie is a problem. You rarely film with her. You laugh when people talk about her. You laugh when they call her crazy. You even call her crazy in your confessionals. You made Jackie out to be this nut job that you did not want to be around. So you put her with these two girls who you thought were weak links of this show. You had no idea what they had in them, and then they showed up. So now Shawnee is afraid that if they all link up, she gonna have a problem. She's going to have a complete issue if they get Jackie fully onto their side. The fan favorites, the colorist collective, gonna have an issue because the way they got them together on their own. Could you imagine if Jackie was in there getting all them girls together, not just Phoebe? Scandalous, scandalous. And I want to see it. VH1 executives, I know y'all got the final say. This is what you need to do. Pay them girls whatever they want and get them back on this season. Remove Shawnee. She is toxic. Keep her as the EP of the show because you can't take the show away from her. But you can VH1 if that's what you want to do. But I don't want to see a black woman without no money. I don't care if she get on my nerves. Let her get a paper, but take her off the cast. She just makes it a toxic environment. It's not real. It just becomes these girls trying to grovel up to the one that holds their check. Not fun to watch, and it's not fair to the cast. So remove Shawnee, pay Jackie, CeCe, and OG double, thrice, whatever they want. Remove Phoebe. You gotta bring Evelyn back because she's just gonna be good TV. I can do without Kristen, you know what I mean? But if y'all need to bring her back, you can do it. But we need to bring in a new person. I think if we're going to bring anybody back, I would like to see Royce back because she never let them talk down to her. She would be somebody good to bring back. I don't know any current basketball wife who will want to be a part of this because the show is just such a horrible look for them. You know what I mean? Like at this point, it's better to get a lobotomy than to be on a basketball wife show. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know if there's anybody willing who's currently married to an NBA player who would want to be a part of this show. So you're probably going to have to get an ex or something like that. But I think you got a strong cast if you stick with what you have here and you take my suggestions. Call me, pay me, we can do this. So next week is going to be even messier and I will be there to review it. I love this episode, guys. CeCe and OG really rose to the occasion. Jackie, you too. I'm team fan favorite. I am team fan favorite. I know there might be people who agree or disagree. It's fine. Let's talk about it in the comment section below. I'm sorry this is a little long. I didn't want to, I like to keep my basketball wives reviews under 30 minutes, but this episode, there was so much that happened. We had to talk about everything that happened in this episode. I'll go back to my normal format next week. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you next week for the season finale of Basketball Wives. Bye, guys.